Hello, welcome back. Last time we discussed refractive index, that it is the ratio of speed of light in air to the speed of light in a material medium. Then we came across the physical meaning, that it tells us that how many times reduction in the speed of light takes place when light goes from one optical rarer medium to the other optical denser medium. We define that refractive index as absolute refractive index. We are using the word absolute, which means the value of refractive index is not going to change. That is, whenever light goes from air, where it has always its speed maximum equal to 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second, to the glass, where its speed will always be 2 into 10 power 8 meter per second, the ratio of the two is always going to produce the result 1.5. So whenever light goes from air to glass, its value refractive index comes out to be 1.5. Because it is not going to change, we call it as absolute refractive index. But if the light does not travel from air or vacuum into the glass, but from one material medium into the glass, then value of refractive index can change. For example, if we throw the light which is going from, say, water to the glass, or if the light is going from alcohol to the glass, because optical density of the alcohol is different than that of optical density of water, so speed of light in both the media is different. So when we take the ratio of the speed of light in water and the speed of light in the glass, it will be different than that of the ratio of the speed of light in alcohol and the speed of light in the glass. So in this case, by just changing the initial medium in which light was traveling initially, we come across the fact that refractive index does not remain constant, but its value changes. In this case, when the refractive index of one material medium is measured with respect to another material medium, we call it as the relative refractive index. Absolute refractive index is always defined for a material medium when light is always traveling initially in air or vacuum, while for relative refractive index, light goes from one optical medium to the another optical medium when none of the two media is air or vacuum. So refractive index of one material medium with respect to another material medium is called relative refractive index. So in this case, this is the medium 1, this is a material medium 2. There is no air or vacuum, there is no air or vacuum. I angle of incidence, R angle of refraction. In the first material medium, speed is V1. In the second material medium, speed is V2. So in this case, the refractive index of the material medium 2 with respect to material medium 1 is 1 mu 2 equal to V1 over V2. Speed of light in first medium to the speed of light in second medium. So basic thing we are following, that refractive index is always equal to ratio speed of light, when in the numerator we have to keep the speed in which the light is traveling initially, in the denominator we have to keep the speed of light in which light goes after refraction. Suppose light goes from medium 2 to medium 1. In that case, light was traveling initially in the second medium with speed V2. After refraction, it goes into medium 1 with speed V1. So there, if this is the case, the refractive index now will be written as 2 mu 1, which will be equal to V2 over V1. So this will be now called as refractive index of medium 1 with respect to medium 2 equal to V2 over V1. For example, refractive index of glass with respect to water, when light goes from water to glass, is 1.125. But if we take the other way around, refractive index of water with respect to glass, that is when light goes from glass to water, the value comes out to be 0.89. So just by changing the media, the value of refractive index changes. This type of refractive index we call it as the relative refractive index. Here now we come across an important question. Can we have a condition or conditions where no refraction takes place? Yes, there are two obvious conditions where light will go from one medium to another, but there will not be any refraction, there will not be any change in the path of the light. First condition, when the angle of incidence at the surface of separation is 0, that is when I will be 0, R will also be 0. This is possible only when the light is incident normally onto the surface of separation. That is, light is traveling along the normal and it strikes the surface of separation at right angle. We call this type of incidence as the normal incidence. So for normal incidence, when angle I is 0, no refraction takes place. Light goes as it is into the second medium. So light is incident along the normal, I is 0, R will also be 0. Second condition is when the refractive index of medium 2 is same as that of medium 1. Even in that case, angle I and R will be same. There won't be any change in the direction of motion of light, so no refraction will take place. So we can have two different optical media which have same value of refractive index. So when this type of pair of optical media is used, the light is not going to suffer any kind of refraction. For example, now these days some transparent clear liquids are available in the market which are used for removing the scratches which are suddenly placed on the surface of window glass or car window glasses. So whenever a scratch or a crack appears on the window pane of a car, then air gets trapped inside that scratch or a crack. So the optical density of medium changes when light goes from glass to air, due to which there is a change in the path of light, refraction takes place, and that scratch or crack is clearly visible. But if we fill that crack with a clear transparent liquid which has its optical density or refractive index same as that of the glass, in that case, when light goes from glass through that crack, now because crack is now filled up with the liquid having refractive index same as that of the glass, so there will not be any change in the speed of light, so light will not suffer any bending or no refraction will take place, so we will not be able to observe the presence of any crack or scratch over there. So when two optical media are having same value of refractive index, even then refraction does not take place. Now an important relation which we have to remember, that for any electromagnetic radiation like light, electromagnetic radiations, the radiations which are coming out of the sun, they are known as electromagnetic radiations. Light is one of those. So for such a radiation, always remember the speed of radiation is always equal to product of its frequency and wavelength. Speed of light is always equal to product of frequency of light and wavelength of light. That is, C is equal to nu into lambda, or we can also write it as C is equal to F into lambda. Lambda is the wavelength, F is the frequency, or you can use the symbol nu, Nu, nu for a frequency. Now some important relations with respect to C equal to nu lambda. So important result that arrive from this particular relation. We know that when light goes from rarer to denser medium, its speed decreases. Because speed of light is decreasing, this decrease in the speed of light must be arriving due to a change taking place in frequency or in the wavelength. So here we have to remember one important point, that when this decrease in the speed of the light takes place, the wavelength of the light also decreases. That is, when C decreases, wavelength also decreases, but it has no effect on the frequency of the light. So whenever light goes from optically rarer to optically denser medium, decrease in the speed of light is brought about by decrease in the wavelength of the light, but there is no change in the frequency of light. Similarly, when light goes from optically denser to rarer medium, speed of light increases. So again, that increase in the speed of light C will again be brought about by increase in the wavelength of light, but there will not be any change in the frequency. So frequency always remains constant during refraction. So speed change is only due to change in the wavelength. So it is a constant quantity. So frequency of light which remains constant. So frequency of the light, which actually depends upon the source of light, it is a constant quantity, and we call it as the objective property of light. Objective property means when light goes from one optical medium to the another, its value is not going to change. Its value depends only on the source of light. Second, wavelength of the light depends upon the material medium through which it is passing. So whenever light goes from one medium to the another, its value changes. So wavelength of light depends upon the medium through which it is passing. So we call this as the subjective property of the light. So sometimes this question is being asked, which is the subjective and objective property of light. So subjective means property of light which changes from medium to medium, which is wavelength, and objective property which doesn't changes for medium to medium, that is the frequency of the light. Next is refractive index in terms of wavelength of light. We know that refractive index is the ratio of speed of light in air divided by speed of light in the material medium, and we have seen that speed is equal to product of frequency and wavelength. So using this relation for speed, we are going to find refractive index in terms of wavelength. So for air, speed of light in air is product of frequency and wavelength in air. For material medium, velocity of light in medium is product of frequency into its wavelength in the material medium. Nu is same because it is a objective quantity. So if we substitute these two in the relation for the refractive index, mu and mu get cancelled. We get new relation for the refractive index as the ratio of wavelength of light in air to the wavelength of the light in the material medium. Next, factors which affect the refractive index. Important question. First is nature of the medium or the optical density. Greater is the refractive index of a material medium, lesser is the speed of light in that medium, and vice versa. That means if optical density of material medium is very high, more denser is the medium, lesser will be speed of light, and greater will be the refractive index. So speed of light and refractive index are inversely proportional to each other. Second, color or the wavelength of the light used. The refractive index is inversely proportional to the wavelength of the light used. The refractive index is inversely proportional to wavelength. Greater the wavelength, lesser will be refractive index. We know that out of the 7 visible colors, extreme colors are red and violet. Red color has the maximum wavelength, violet color has the least wavelength. So according to this relation, red light will have least refractive index, violet light will have the greatest refractive index. This means that if on a refracting surface, red light and violet light are simultaneously incident at the same angle of incidence and refract, then because of greater wavelength of the red and lesser wavelength of the violet light, red light will suffer lesser bending, violet light will suffer greater bending. Refraction will be greater for violet but smaller for the red light. Last, temperature of the material medium. Temperature also affects refractive index. If the temperature of a material medium is increased, the optical density of medium decreases. That means it gets rarefied, so its refractive index also decreases. So more the temperature, lesser is the refractive index. Next, principle of reversibility of light, important for the numericals. It states that the path of ray of light is reversible. That means when light goes from first to second, second to third, third to fourth, and so on, it passes through a number of material media. Then the path it has taken to move from first to second to third and fourth and so on, any number of material media, we can make the light to exactly reverse its path and come back towards the source of light by following the same path which it has used for moving away from the source of light. This is principle of reversibility of light. So here we are having medium 1 and medium 2. AB is the incident light, BC is the refracted light, I is angle of incidence, R is angle of refraction. Suppose when light goes from medium 1 to medium 2, then if we apply the Snell's law, sin I over sin R becomes equal to 1 mu 2. We want to reverse the path of light. For reversing the path of light, what we do? In the path of the light, we place a mirror M. A mirror M is placed in the path of the light with the condition that when light strikes at this mirror, it must strike at an angle equal to 90 degree. Means the angle of incidence of the refracted ray BC with the mirror must be 0 degree. It must be a normal incident case. In this case, if I is 0, angle of incidence is 0, angle of reflection will also be 0. So light will suffer back reflection, and it has taken the path AB BC to come towards the mirror. After suffering reflection, it will follow the same path but in the back direction, C to B, then back B to A, to again reach towards the source of the light. So in this case, when light is going back from medium 2 the medium 1, CB becomes incident ray, R becomes angle of incidence. When it suffers refraction at the surface XY going into first medium, BA becomes its refracted ray and I becomes angle of incidence. So if we apply Snell's law again for this medium 2 to medium 1 traveling of light, we have sin R over sin I equal to 2 mu 1. This is our equation 2. If we multiply the two equation, 1 mu 2 and 2 mu 1 is equal to 1 because sin I and sin R get cancelled. So this gives an important relation that product of 1 mu 2 and 2 mu 1 is equal to 1, or we get important result that if we are given refractive index of medium 2 with respect to medium 1, then by just taking the reciprocal of it, we can get the refractive index of medium 1 with respect to medium 2. Or if refractive index of medium 1 with respect to 2 is given, take its reciprocal, then we will get the refractive index of medium 2 with respect to medium 1. For example, we know that refractive index of glass with respect to air, A mu G is equal to 3 by 2 when light goes from air to glass. Suppose light is sent from glass to air, then we want to find out the refractive index of air with respect to glass, that is A G mu A. So according to this reversibility principle relation, G mu A will be simply reciprocal of A mu G, which will be equal to 2 by 3. So this is an important application of reversibility principle of light. Here you have to remember one thing, that whenever light goes from rarer to denser, refractive index always greater than 1. But when light goes from denser to rarer, refractive index is always less than 1. Thank you.